Jane. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you today?
I'm happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Sounds good. You got here well. There was no traffic or anything on the way.
You know, the veterans taxi picked me up at my home,
Mhm.
and the guy was so nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that. So tell me, what brings you in here today to come see me?
You know, I've just been feeling really depressed. I don't like to get out of bed. It's hard for me to cook myself food or even feel hungry, and I just have no energy.
It sounds like you're really depressed, and you said that it's hard to cook food and get up in the morning or afternoon. Is it all the time, or just?
And honestly, it's all the time. Even sometimes it'll be 3 o'clock, and I haven't eaten, I haven't showered, and I haven't gone out of bed.
So you don't get out of bed, you don't shower, you don't eat, and it sounds like that's kind of weighing you down during the day.
Yeah.
That sound about right?
Yeah.
And so tell me a little bit more about that.
I think that when I first got diagnosed with schizophrenia, I was just really sad. And I kind of felt like my whole life would just be dictated by waiting for these voices to come back. And so now I'm kind of just waiting, and this waiting has made me feel so depressed. I have lost a lot of contact with my friends also.
So I hear that you've lost contact with your friends, and that sounds like that's something that is really bothersome to you.
It really is.
And the worry about the schizophrenia and maybe hearing the voices again, that sounds worrisome as well. I think I have an understanding of what brings you here. So your depression, your schizophrenia, not having contact with your friends, not being able to shower and get up in the morning to cook yourself a meal or even feeling hungry. Does that sound about right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, well, I kind of want to shift gears now that I have an understanding of why you're here, what brings you here. I'm going to ask you an unusual question.
Okay.
Is that something that might be weird to you? Is it okay?
That's okay.
Okay. So suppose that a miracle happened when you went home last night, you went to bed, and you woke up the next day, but you didn't know that the miracle happened because you were asleep. So what would be the first things that you've noticed was different about your life that you knew a miracle happened the night before?
Well, I wouldn't be depressed.
Okay. I'm just going to jot some
Yes,
things out there.
yeah. I wouldn't be depressed, and I'd have more energy. I would want to see my best friend, Stacy. I'd be cooking, and I'd be, doing what I had to do.
So if the miracle happened, you wouldn't be depressed. You'd be more energized. You'd see your best friend, Stacy, which sounds like she's someone important to you.
Yeah, she is.
And you would be cooking more. Is that something that you'd like to do?
I used to love to cook. I have one son, and he moved to Texas, and I used to cook for him all the time. And now that it's just myself, I've lost the love in a sense.
So you have one son that's gone, so he's not with you here, so you're all alone. But you used to like cooking for him, right?
Right.
Can we talk a little bit more about the cooking piece?
Yeah.
And what does that do for you when you're able to cook for someone or for yourself?
I really like making, I used to like making different recipes and finding a recipe online and then making it my own. And I like to have people's feedback, and sometimes it's too spicy or sometimes it's too sweet, and then I can alter it. And then I made kind of my own cookbook that I have my own recipes of.
Wow. Tell me a little bit more about the cookbook.
So it's in different sections. There's appetizers, entrees, and desserts. And my son is allergic to dairy, so it's all dairy free. So it's really complicated because you have to find different coconut milk and soy milk in different ways to integrate that, and I love that challenge.
Wow, I can just see by your actions and the way you're talking about cooking that it's something that really livens you up. Does that sound about right?
It used to. It really did, yeah.
So you have this recipe and you have these cookbooks. Who else notices that you're cooking and kind of getting more active besides your son?
Well, Stacy. Stacy's been my best friend for 20 years.
Wow.
I met her when I was first pregnant with my son. And she has been the biggest support, but I don't don't invite her over anymore. I haven't been answering her phone calls. I just don't want to burden her with my depression.
Yeah. So it sounds like your depression is getting in the way of you interacting with your friends and your family, which you used to before. So what else did you and Stacy do when she came over?
We'd always, so I live by the park, and we'd always go for a walk around the park. We'd do 2 laps. That equals 1 mile, and we'd come back and we'd cook together for dinner. And we used to do that every Friday.
So Friday nights was you and Stacy's night after you did the walking, the 2 laps.
Yeah.
So where did you guys go walking?
So we went around the park, but there's a park in the middle where all the families are. We like to watch the kids play and their parents interact, and remember when we used to do that with our kids. And there's a track, so we walk around. It's a huge track, and so we walk around the whole thing twice, which is a mile.
So when you're looking at these families and you're there with Stacy, what else are you guys doing?
We really just talk about, when we were moms, and we're both divorced, and so we don't have that family anymore. We just have each other. So we talk about how what it could be different and should be different.
So it sounds like Stacy she's become a family member to you now that you guys have separated from your family of origins.
That's so true.
So you guys sit together at this park, you watch these families, you guys walk around. How do you decide when to go for these walks with Stacy?
So it just kind of became a schedule. Friday nights is kind of like, used to be everyone's date night, we used to go dancing, but instead we decided to go to work and come back and then go for our walk. So we go for the walks around 4 o'clock, and then we cook dinner together and spend the night, and then she leaves later on in the night.
So 4 o'clock is around after work time. And so what would the weather be like when you go out for these walks?
It's usually, hopefully nice. Now that it's getting to be fall, we have to bundle up. But we try to do it even if it's really cold, so we get our exercise in.
And how do you prepare for these walks?
Well, when I was starting to feel depressed, I used to put my clothing out. So when I came back from work, I knew I had to hold myself accountable. But usually when I was not depressed, I was excited to go for the walk, and excited to see her. But now I just don't even put the clothing out. I don't even bother to call her back.
Yeah. So it sounds like when this miracle happens, you'd be less depressed. You'd have so much energy. You'd be cooking and having recipes done with you and Stacy. You've had this great cookbook with all your recipes that are good for your son, who's lactose intolerant. So that sounds a really, really amazing thing that was going on or would happen in your miracle.
Right.
I want to shift gears and take it here to the present. Are there any parts of your miracle that are happening currently right now in your life?
Well, kind of. I mean, I go for walks by myself. And I do that. I try to do that once a week on a Wednesday. But I don't walk with my friend, Stacy. So that's kind of part of my miracle. I'm still going for a walk just by myself.
Okay. So you spoke about your miracle being walks, and you're currently doing walks, which is really, really good. You're implementing some of your miracle in your day life now. So tell me about these walks. When do you go?
I go on Wednesdays when I don't work on Wednesdays. It's my day off. And so it takes me a while to get going. I tell myself, go for a walk. I don't normally, after telling myself like every hour, I don't go till like 1 o'clock. And I go around the same park. I do 2 laps, and I just come right home. And normally take a shower if I have to, or just go back to bed.
Okay. And that's the park that you and Stacy used to go to.
Yeah.
So you go around 1 p.m. What makes you decide to go at 1?
Well, I don't like to go out when there's so much hustle and bustle and traffic.
Okay.
And I know that school gets out at 3 o'clock, so I want to be done with my walk by like no later than like 2:30, so I can go home and into the house.
Okay. So you like to go around 1 where there's not so much going on, and you can kind of have that peace of mind walking around.
Yes, exactly.
And what does that do for your depression? These walks.
I mean, it makes me feel better. I feel while I'm walking, I feel like a sense of accomplishment. Like, oh, I got to the park.
Mhm.
But after a walk, I still kind of feel down.
So what does that sense of accomplishment feel like for you when you're able to do this?
Yeah, I think I'm just proud I got out of the house.
Mhm.
I got out of bed and got dressed, and I got out of the house. And that, for me, like, as sad as it sounds, is a huge accomplishment.
Oh, that sounds great that you're able to find this energy and find this motivation to get out of the house and go out and take this walk, even if it takes you a little bit, you're still out and you're doing that.
Yeah.
So that sense of pride you get when you accomplish that and you're all done and you come home, explain that to me.
Well, it reminds me when I used to be productive, and I used to have a good work ethic and be really motivated. So I take pride, I guess, when I'm able to get to the park because it reminds me of how I used to be and how I used to be motivated.
So is there a connection between taking pride and being productive and getting things done? It sounds like you incorporate the two with being proud and getting things done. Is that something that you see a connection with in your
It is, actually. I've never thought of that before, but it really is. When I am proud of the work I do, and I want to be proud of the work I do, I feel more productive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are there any other moments in your life where you feel proud currently?
I mean, I know I'm a good mom. I call my son every day, and I know that he loves me, and we have a great bond. So I guess I'm proud about the way I've mothered my son.
That sounds amazing. And are there moments where, trying to think of how I want to phrase this. So you're proud at your accomplishments and being productive, and you're proud at how good of a mom that you've become. Are there any other moments where your miracle is happening in your life now? I'm sorry, I kind of just jumped from one thing to the other.
No, that's okay. I'm just thinking. Well, I do still cook for big holidays, but that only happens. I mean, I've been in depression for 6 months, and my only big holidays have been July 4th, and then now will be Thanksgiving. So I guess cooking for big holidays would be another.
And what are big holidays mean to you?
Well, I mean, in the world they're big, but for my son and I, it's just my son and I. So I really am cooking like a beautiful meal just for him.
Yeah.
But I still do it. I want him to have the holidays, and he's not married or seeing anyone, so when he comes home, and I like to make he doesn't know I'm depressed, and so I don't want him to know like that I don't want to cook, so I force myself to.
Okay, so for these holidays, you've kind of forced yourself to cook for your son, and so he doesn't know that you're depressed, but you still get up and you still do these things. And when you cook these big meals, do you get that sense of pride that you were talking about and accomplishment?
When they're done. In the middle of it, I'm honestly miserable. I don't want to make the turkey, or I don't want to. He loves his potato salad for the cookouts. I don't feel like making it and mashing it, but I do it for him. But when I'm done, I feel a sense of pride and like I've been productive, like the connection you made.
Yeah. And what else do you cook for these holidays? So the last holiday was the 4th of July. That's the closest one.
Right.
What else did you make?
He likes my watermelon mint salad. So he watermelon, cucumber. It sounds like a weird combination, and mint. And he really likes that. Potato salad, pasta salad, egg salad. Like he likes deviled eggs. I don't, but he does. Stuff like that.
And when your son comes home to these watermelon mint salads and cucumbers in them, what does he notice about you?
That's kind of when, like, I think someone else noticed my miracle. Like, he notices I'm energized and happy, and I am happy he's home.
Yeah.
But it really makes me push myself to be how I used to be.
So you're energized, you're happy, your son is noticing that you're in a whole different mood, and this gives you kind of a sense of pride and accomplishment when you're able to cook these foods and be a part of his holiday, just you and him.
Right.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Now we've talked about where your future was, where your future could be with the miracle, or
Right.
will be, and we've talked about the present and things that have been happening now. I kind of want to gauge and see where you are from the beginning of our session and how you felt about your problems coming in, and the scale being 1 that you think these problems are never going to be resolved. This problem of depression is just, it's there and that's what it is. And 10 being, I feel like there's hope and I will be able to change this. Where do you think you are on that scale?
I think right now I'm like a 4 on that.
4?
Yeah.
Okay. And explain that 4 to me. What does that 4 mean?
Well, I know I want to change, and I know I could change. I believe with therapy and over time, but I just feel like my problems are still weighing me down.
And what will it take you to get just a little bit more from that 4 to a 4.5?
I think believing that I can do it and reminding myself daily of how strong I used to be and what strength I have, I think, will help me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And it sounds like you are a really strong person and like you're able to get out, even now with the 1 walk a week, and get out there and kind of fight this depression a little. How willing are you to continue to go on this 1 walk a week to get you into a better mood on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being, I don't really think I really want to go for these walks, so I'm not going to. Or 10 being, I'm going to prepare the night before and I'm going to go on these walks because I know it makes me feel better and feel a sense of pride when I'm done.
I think I'm really willing to go on the walks. I was thinking while you're talking, I might be able to go, I definitely will do it Wednesday. I might even be able to go just for 1 lap on Friday. Just still by myself, but I think on a scale, I would probably say I'm like a 7. Like I really am willing to at least give that a small try, like give it a try.
Yeah, a 7 is pretty high on the scale. And you're willing to continue to do these walks, and maybe as we go on through therapy, we can start to incorporate other things like inviting Stacy. But for right now, that's excellent that you're willing to go out 1 time and you're willing to feel that sense of pride and accomplishment and go home. So, what would you like to work on our next session? So you're going on these walks and okay, we gotta stop. That's how I was trying to end.
That's okay.
Alright,
Yeah, good job.
This is awkward.
Oh, my password.
We'll cut that. Oh my god, the fuck did I say?